Hello, welcome back to the channel. And Christmas is now very much upon us as we're into December. And I'm going to take this opportunity to look back at my solar generation and savings for November. So before I go on, please hit the subscribe button. It massively helps out the channel and allows me to reach more and more people. And also, before I go into the stats, just a little bit of update on my heat pump. So in the UK, they seem to have got rid of the rules for planning permission for heat pumps. So on Wednesday last week, I'm filming this on Tuesday the 3rd of December, I had an email from Claudia at Octopus saying that I no longer needed planning permission and therefore we can go straight into the install. Which means it's only going to be slightly less. It's only going to be slightly longer for me to wait than I would have originally planned for if we did have planning permission. So it's now going to be installed in on the 21st of April 2025. We had originally discussed probably a time frame of around the February period of next year. So that's all good. It means we have one more pretty much winter of gas, but that should give me enough data then to be able to compare to the heat pump for future years. Because I don't actually have any gas data, because when I was with British Gas for the past few years, or past few winters, and had the smart meter was on the brink most of the time, so it never collected the data in the first place. Anyway, so that's a bit of news. The heat pump, that means I've saved an extra £330 on the overall bill for it. Because that's how much I would have had to pay for planning permission. I've also heard back from Halifax about that £2,000 cashback offer that they've got on. Basically, it means I have to put on an additional borrowing of £10,000, but it looks like I can pay off about £8,000 to £8,500 of that straight back, which means I'll only be charged interest around 4% on the remaining £1,500 to £2,000. So if I put that into a high interest year-long ISA or bond, then the extra cost will be negligible in return for the £2,000 cashback I'll get towards the heat pump. So that's something to look into actually applying for over the next few weeks for me. Okay, back to November stats. So November wasn't a good month for solar. It's actually the second worst month we've had since having the solar panels installed in August of 2022. The only month we've had worse than this was December last year. So in November, my total generation of my 12 Q-cell 385 watt solar panels that go into a 5 kilowatt Solace inverter was just 132 kilowatt hours. So that was much lower than my overall consumption, which was about 218 kilowatt hours. So we have a gas hob and we have gas central heat at the moment, but this is the rest of the electricity that the house used. So we're well below that threshold. However, so if I was to have been paying the price cap for that 215 kilowatt hours, which is about 24p, that would have cost me £49, pretty much bang on. But what I actually did pay for it was just over £14. And this is because I'm on Octopus Intelligent Go, which means I get 7p per kilowatt hour prices for 6 hours during the night. So during that time I charge my 5 kilowatt hour pure drive battery, and I also put on the dishwasher and the washing machine, so we're always using that cheap period. And this is then for remove most of the load from the expensive time during the day. And this has meant that in total, in November, we imported we've imported 177 kilowatt hours, of which 162 were done at the cheap rate, 15 of which were done at the more expensive rate. So my off-peak electricity bill was £11.36 and my peak energy bill was just £3.49 for the entire month. We did charge the car, because you have to charge the car once a month to get to maintain the Octopus Intelligent Go tariff. However, we only plug the car in once a month because we get free charging elsewhere. So we only put in a few kilowatt hours, so it makes very little difference to the overall bill, so I haven't included it in this. Another thing that happened in November was Octopus did do 2 hours early in the one morning where electricity was free, so in that time I charged the battery, and I don't think it was between 7 and 9 AM, and we had a bit of a late night the night before, so we couldn't really take full advantage of it. But that extra charging of the battery and the electricity we did use in that time amounted to an extra saving of 34p, which is included in these figures. So what we ended up with then was a total bill for electricity, this is not including standing charges, of £14 and 4p. That meant that we saved on our overall electricity bill £34.71. We also had some export, which was, well, pretty negligible to be honest, which generated a total for us of £11.63. So this is, from this year's point of view, this is the third worst month, and the only worst months in this were February, which has less days, and January. So it hasn't been a great month for solar generation. If we weren't on the Octopus tariff, we would have pretty much had to have paid quite a lot of for quite a lot of electricity, but because of that cheaper rate, which is about a third of what you would normally pay on the price cap, it's worked out. So this means we've ended up with a total payback on our solar panels for this month of £46.33. So, as I would always like to say, thank you for watching the video. So if you can hit the subscribe button, please do. If you want to use any of my referral codes, please do. You'll get some money, I'll get some money. There are also a couple of additional referral codes, such as a Tesla referral code, and also a Quidco referral code down in the description below. And at the end of December, well actually beginning of January, I will be releasing a video which not only looks at the December stats, but also my look back at the entire year, how close was it to my overall predictions. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video very soon.